Hey Fit Vegans in the making, I hope you're doing great. Now for those of you that are looking to give a shot to this vegan lifestyle, or maybe you changed your nutrition a couple of weeks or maybe even a month or so ago, and you're wondering what this change in lifestyle will have for you in stock, then this is the right video for you. In this video I'm gonna lay out all the changes that happened for me when I was switching my nutrition now about 5-6 years ago to a fully vegan diet. I'm going to explain you especially like 4 factors that I've noticed changed a lot since I've originally done this. I'm going to show you what you might expect since you've already done this change, and what might lie down for you on this path. So if you just give me a couple of videos, you will get certainty, or you can get an exact overview of which kind of changes you can expect, or which kind of changes may lay down on the road for you. So are you ready? Let's jump right into it. Number 1. The first issue, and this was like the first change, I would say, or the first issue I had before I went vegan. So let's just grab some water here. Was anger. And before actually I went vegan, I had a lot of anger issues. Especially, maybe this might still be because of puberty or whatever, you know, or like longer puberty, I would guess. But I had a lot of anger issues. And I would not like throwing stuff around, not like overtly like anger issues, but more like deep inside, you know? Just constantly feeling angry, constantly feeling out of control. Sometimes I even like punched the wall, like multiple times I punched the wall, just because I was so angry for no apparent reason. I remember one time this got so bad that like I remember me and my mother, we got in an argument that was now about, I don't know, nearly 10 years or so ago. And I slapped her in the argument, you know, and I was eating a lot of meat back then, like a shit ton of meat back then, and I was just like so angry. And this I would say is the low point of my anger issues back in those days. But immediately after I went vegan, about 1 month in, I've noticed a drastic decrease in my anger. I was way more calm, and I far preferred this state. Now this is not like a lack of testosterone or what some people might claim, but I've researched this. And actually what it is, it's a lack of chronic inflammation. So a lot of meat, a lot of animal products can lead to chronic inflammation in your body, which then can lead to anger issues. And I remember about 1 month after me going vegan, my mother told me, like, Florian, I prefer way more like this, because right now you're just calmly cooking your tofu instead of back then you were cooking your chicken with an angry face constantly. And yeah, she was right. I didn't like she told me so directly back then, but I realized it had a drastic change on my anger issues back then. I'm way more calm right now. I'm way more controlled, cool, and collected. And frankly, I think this is a very good trait to have in the modern world. Number 2 is acne. Now, you might see a lot of transformations online with like vegan and meat eater and like acne and how it changed. And it truly also changed for me. And I had an awesome story, or quite a frustrating story for me back in those days. Is I was going to Thailand, and I was a heavy meat eater back in those days. And I was also training in the gym because I followed the typical bodybuilding diet. And then they had like a rooftop pool in the hostel that I was staying in, and I decided I will take an awesome picture, just like from there. Put the camera behind me, sit on this pool, and take a picture from behind. Now what I noticed after I took this picture, you know, like I was sitting there waiting for the picture to happen, running back to the camera, being all excited about the pictures, about the cool pictures. And then I noticed like almost every single square inch of my back was covered in acne, like very drastically. Now I noticed I had some problem with acne on my back, but never really saw like this clear picture of how my back looked like. And it was devastating. I mean, my back was full of acne. I remember I was looking at the picture and I was like, what is wrong? You know, what is wrong with your back for you to have, it's impossible to have so much spots, or so much pimples on your back. Now immediately after I went vegan, about 1 month in, again, I saw a decrease in acne. I saw a decrease especially like in lower back, where I thought there could not even be acne possible. I still had like acne around my shoulder area and acne on my face, you know. And then I decided I would take raw Accutane, which completely eliminate all the acne here. I just have some regional spots sometimes when I'm a little bit more stressed out in my face. So this is the story with acne. Vegan helped a lot to reduce it, helped to reduce it drastically, but it didn't completely eliminate it. I still took some medicaments from my dermatologist that taught me I should take raw Accutane to fully get rid of everything there is, because I have some decent acne scars here on my back, like on the shoulders. I'm not sure if you can see them. Yeah, whatever. So the third point that I noticed is for those of you that are training in the gym, that are active with endurance sports, they're very active individuals, it is injuries. Now, before I was training in the gym, I remember I was getting injured about once a month. Now I was getting shoulder injuries. I was injuring my tendon here. Now, not full injuries, but more like pain that will need you, because I don't really go to doctors when I have injuries, but just like it's pain that lasts for about 2-3 weeks and that prohibits you from training properly. Remember, got left elbow pain for like 2-3 weeks. Here tendon pain, shoulder pain, lower back pain, very strong pain, upper back, very strong pain, lat, like all in the meat eating times. Knee, injured my knee. Hip, I think I never injured, but I injured my foot with, this was like more like in running, more like an accidental injury, I would say. But just like almost every single injury with your joints, I had it. Now, not very serious. I didn't like break a wrist or something, but I had like serious problems with my left wrist for some time. And after I went vegan, the rate of injury drastically subsisted. I mean, to almost right now, I very, very rarely get injured, about like once every year, you know? And there's like a pain that just goes away about 2 weeks, you know? Same as before, but it was just way, way, way more frequent. To that base, it was just like I was almost universally injured, like almost constantly injured. Now, one of the reasons, again, is chronic inflammation. Now, when you're training in the gym, you're putting your body under stress, and when you're chronically inflamed, your joints and your soft tissues of your body, meaning your muscles, they're less likely, or like your passive structures, they're less likely to really withhold the pressure, because your recovery abilities are kind of compromised. Now, when you go vegan, you increase the blood flow to your joints and to your soft tissues, which makes it easier for you to put this under pressure, under stress in the long term. So huge increase in or decrease in injury prevalence. The fourth thing, now this is a huge thing, especially like in the current environment, is before I went vegan, I thought I knew it all. You know, I had no clue about everything, but back then I thought I knew it all. You know, I was the opposite of open-mindedness. Frankly, I thought that I had all the answers to all the questions, but I had no results to back it up, you know. And this is a very dangerous combination, I would say, for operating in your life. If you think you have all the questions, but you absolutely don't have the results to back it up. Now, when I went vegan, this was like the first time I really actually read a book from like cover to cover, was like a vegan book. I need to read some books before for school, but sometimes I just read the summaries. It was the first time I actually read a book from cover to cover. And then I realized, Florian, you don't know all the things. I mean, there's more things that you don't know that you do know, which is for most people like this. But back then, it was a huge revelation. So what veganism taught me is to consider the opinion from the other side of you, because I was a heavy meat eater. And to understand that no matter how much you know, you can be wrong. And to never underestimate how wrong you can be. So always be open-minded. Avoid the so-called extremes, you know, and I don't think veganism is too extreme, so I think it doesn't fall in this category. But generally, by operating your life, avoid the extremes, you know, and always go to the situation or do like a discussion with another individual with an open-mindedness that you can bring to the table. So these were the 4 things that I've learned from veganism. Number 1, anger. Veganism drastically decreased my anger. Number 2, acne. Veganism decreased my acne. Number 3, injuries. Veganism decreased my injury risk. And number 4, it taught me to be more open-minded. So guys, thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, smash the shit off the like button and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of this content. And if you want to get coached by me and get in the best shape of your life on a vegan nutrition, then go to qualitygains.com and schedule a free coaching call with me. Okay guys, see you next time.